try a little harder than the one before. Every breath I take is a little deeper than yesterday. Every move I make is a little more intentional. And every day I try a little harder than the one before. Every day, every day is better than yesterday. Every day, every day, every day I'm closer to wonderful. Every day, every day, every day I will love to be meaningful. Every day, every day, every day I'm closer to wonderful. 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 Yesterday I felt a little
I love your cat. So cute. He or she, whatever it is.
Thank you. She's a little Siamese cat. She's so cute. Her name is Luna.
Oh, hi there, Luna.
Yes, yes, Luna is a lovely cat.
So cute. I love her.
It reminds me of a Zoom meeting that I was in where we had to be in attendance, and one of their participants really did not like having her face on the screen.
Mhm.
But the instructor knew that if her cat was walking back and forth in front of the screen, that she was right there also. So she considered that was good enough. If the cat was in attendance, that was good.
Oh, that's funny.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
It's dark everywhere now.
It
Mhm.
is, yeah.
It's been dark here for 3 hours. It started
Yeah,
off.
the East Coast, you've been leading us, leading the charge.
Leading the charge, rah rah.
Good to see everybody. I'm glad you're here, Janelle. Haven't seen you in a minute. Let's see. Sometimes it doesn't always show me who's in the waiting room, but looks like we're all in for now. So how about we take a bit of time to just arrive and get here. So feel free to just close your eyes. If you are in a chair or a seat or have something that you can lean back against, I highly, highly suggest just letting yourself lean back. And if you cannot lean back or don't have something to lean against, just connect with your spine, the strength of your spine, reaching up from your tailbone all the way up through the back of your neck. Maybe tucking your chin a little bit to get some extra length on the back of your spine. And from here, letting the rest of your body relax and be held by the strength at the back of your body. Just breathing into this holding. Held up by your spine, held by the back of your chair. Letting your bottom become heavy as well too. letting your body become heavy and be completely held by the seat you're in. Allowing your heart space to open, your belly to soften, feeling your hips relax, relaxing down your tops of your thighs, all the way down to your feet. Feeling your arms become heavy at your sides. And enjoy this moment of softening, of being held. And breathing into this instrument body of yours. Taking some long, slow breaths. Inhale, exhale in a way that feels really good for you. Long and slow and deep. Imagining that your body is an empty vessel, you're filling it with air, cleansing yourself out, and as you exhale, releasing anything that feels heavy or stuck. Long, slow inhale. Long, slow exhale, maybe even sighing it out on the exhale. Doing this a few more times in your own way. Bringing all of your awareness just into this moment. Being fully present with yourself here tonight and with everyone else here as well. Recognizing what a gift it is that we would all show up here together and choose this together. Taking your time, opening your eyes when you are ready. Really good to see everybody. Tikva, Wendelin, Liz, Pam, Zuri, Jules, Todd, Angela, Tori, Janelle, Denise. What a gift. Well, we explored Essence Pace this week. Several of you took the time to share, and I found it just delightful to hear what you all had to share in your experience, and some of you had your own private experiences that hopefully we get to hear about tonight as well too. So as we've been doing, I'll talk at you just a little. We'll go around and we'll just share how this week has gone, whether it's the exploration of your essence pace, making time for yourself, your habit, how your habit is going, what that's looking like for you. And then we'll talk about what we're doing this coming week for week 4, which is on self-compassion, which I'm really looking forward to as well. I have a couple of things more like housekeeping and reminder things I think I might just want to mention here at the top so that we can take note. First is you are all invited to join our moon calls throughout the duration of Sacred Habits. So we have a private membership space, and we have a moon call next Tuesday, I believe, for our new moon. So I'm going to drop that invitation into our events calendar so you can have an extra day, another call with us. Secondly, we are scheduled currently to have Sacred Habits on week 6 is Thanksgiving. I specifically planned Sacred Habits to run during Thanksgiving and planned it so that rest week, which is week 6, which is the week of rest, during Thanksgiving week. So the week of rest falls on Thanksgiving. So I figure we have 2 options. We can fully rest and not have a call at all that week because rest. Or if there's enough of you that want to have a call on Thanksgiving, we can talk about having a call on Thanksgiving. If we want to have it at 5 p.m., we could have it in the morning too. We could do a nice Thanksgiving morning call if we would like to do that to start the day. But I'm going to be dropping a post into the discussion circle to kind of take votes on that. But if you guys wanted to even drop into the chat how that feels for you now, it's still 2 weeks away, so we have time to think about it. Just putting that in your ear now. Thirdly, as part of Sacred Habits, you're all invited to be part of our snail mail. We're calling it a snail mail committee, snail mail union, where basically we send and receive handwritten cards and letters in the mail to one another. So if you go over to the snail mail section in the circle community, there's a form you can fill out the form if you want to be involved. Excellent. If you don't, that's great too. So you can sign up to just receive mail. You can sign up to just send mail. You can sign up to do both. So, Gwendolyn, beautiful. You'll be without internet on Thanksgiving. Congratulations. That's good news. Talk about rest. Zuri, a Thanksgiving morning call sounds good to you. Okay, cool. I'll mark you down as a vote. We're just taking votes. I think if we get enough people, if it feels like a good number, then we'll do it. Finally, I also just posted in the community that just for Sacred Habits, I don't offer this anywhere else. I offer these little mini one-on-one sessions just for people in Sacred Habits here at the midway point. So if you're feeling like you need a little extra support and you want to get some one-on-one time with me, it is literally, you can't find this one-on-one offering anywhere else ever with me. So feel free to book that if you want some time. Okay, that's the housekeeping. Let's see what we're voting. Zuri's down for morning. Todd is in. Angela, Walmart is closed, so you have the day off. I'm going to take that as a yes. Jewel, morning call sounds good. Tikva, I will not be with family or friends, so would love a call anytime on Thanksgiving. And let's see, Tori is all about the rest. I don't know if that's a yes or no, Tori. And it works for Liz. That's 6. Justine, morning is best. Okay, that's 7. Denise should be able to make it. That's 8. Pam will be cooking all day. You can cook and tap in if you want to, just from the kitchen, no pressure. Cool. Okay, let's plan a morning call then. Everyone, I think morning would be nice before the day really gets started to give a little thanks.
Like what time are we looking at?
Let's talk about it. I would be willing to do you're East Coast, I'm West Coast. I'm thinking I'd be willing to do like a 9 a.m. call on Thanksgiving. But that.
All right, that would probably work. I do have something at 10, but should be done by then.
Okay. Okay. Beautiful. Does that work for everybody? 9 a.m. Pacific, noon.
Oh yeah,
Eastern?
absolutely.
Okay, great. Amazing.
That's just me though.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Denise is a yes. Zuri is a yes. Jules was nodding. Tikva, Angela. Okay, cool. Yeah, 9 a.m. on Thanksgiving. I'm writing it down. You know, when I write it down, it's happening. Angela is good for you. Okay, Todd, that's 10 for you. Perfect. Jules, that's 9 for you. Great. Pam, you've never met your sister-in-law. Or I haven't met your sister-in-law. We haven't met your, beautiful. Good. Bring your sister-in-law and just cook. Cook and listen. Okay, awesome. Thank you all for doing that little check-in. That was something that we needed to decide, and I knew we would. And then the other stuff too, maybe I'll just do a full just post with reminders about this stuff that I just mentioned as well too. So you don't have to remember or write it down because I already did. Zuri, if it's on my calendar, I'm doing it. Beautiful. Yeah. I'm about to delete some things from my calendar in December. Let's just say that. Okay. Beautiful. Welcome. Week 3. We're at the end of week 3, the start of week 4. I love this little transition where we're teetering between the two. We're going to talk about essence pace, and then we're going to go into some conversation around self-compassion. I will just speak for myself first that this week on Essence Pace has been interesting because I did a road trip to go see family and friends. I had a night where my friend who's been at home with her kids and family for like years now was like, yes, Jessica's coming. We should go out on the town. And Jessica goes to bed at 9. So staying up till midnight was cool, but she wanted to stay up and like stay up. So I was like, when in Reno, great. We're going to stay up. So we stayed up till 4 a.m. And I found that it was like maybe outside of my normal pace, but it was fun too, to kind of like be in a new, be in like a new zone. So I would say my essence pace wasn't exactly my day to day, but it was a new pace and I got to find my own pace in it. And when I got back, I immediately knew that yes, I'm going to do what I do every December, and I'm wiping things off my calendar that are completely unnecessary for the month of December and into mid-January. So I do this every year. I wasn't sure if I was going to feel like it this year, and I got back and I was like, I feel like it. So I take that as a time to like tap into essence pace. So we can continue to practice this, is my point, going forward. So if you just feel inspired to like maybe start thinking about, maybe there's a day that you do something, you want to shift it to a new day, just start thinking about little shifts you can make to kind of make room for yourself. I know that that's what this week brought to me, was how am I going to set myself up for a more restful winter? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to open it up now. I can't wait to hear how you all are doing. How's your habit going? How's essence pace? And anything else that's been coming up for you in this whole process. And I'll just let you all jump in as you feel called.
So I have a question for you, Jessica, about your cleaning your calendar for December and January. It's something you do every year. It's part of your resting. Why would you just not put things in your calendar in December and January if you know that that's what you're going to do? Or is it something that you connect to and do because it inspires you to actually do the action?
Yeah.
I love it. I have things booked already through June of next year. Like my calendar is, in summer, repeat events, shows, trades, that kind of stuff. And so it would be interesting to go back and say, hey, let me look at December now, right? That was booked in June. Or do I just say, hey, I'm not going to put anything in the calendar for December? So curious as to what your thought process is there.
Love this question. I love it. Great question. Same. I have a lot of recurring things in my calendar. Recurring. I have a mindfulness group that I meet with every week. I have a mastermind group I meet with every week. I have Open Hearts Club that I do. I have like a lot of recurring things that I love doing, but I've just been feeling this need of like, and so they're just in the calendar forever. So it's like, I was just really checking in, like, do I really want to? This FOMO maybe sets in, but for me, it's like, I can take 6 weeks off or 8 weeks off and everyone's still going to be there. Everyone's going to be fine. So that's part of it is, it's just recurring stuff that doesn't need to recur. Last year, I took a break during Open Hearts Club and I had a few people who were like, what, where'd you go? Because it was the first time I did it and it felt really, really good. And now this year I can give fair warning that's going to happen. And then other things are, I just kind of try not to book out. And there are a couple things that I booked thinking I had the energy back in September when I booked them and I thought that'd be fine. And now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't feel great. So it's the kind of thing where, go ahead and schedule it, into next July. But then also it's always okay to maybe change your mind and decide on something later. So that's a little bit how I do it.
Well, thank you. I shared a lot this week, so I'll just take a quick moment, but that's kind of how I felt this week, with changing my flight and, do I really need to do that? It was, there was a lot of asking myself that question as I was trying to connect with, my essence pace and, my day to day, and a lot of great feedback from the team. Thank you from the Habit Sisters. And, so I'd like to look more into that. Like I said, I think I touched on it. I think I touched my essence pace a little bit this week, but certainly a lot more to explore. And I think that's one of the questions. Do I really need to do that? What's driving me saying yes there, and exploring some of that a little more. So anyway, it was good. It's a good week. Thank you.
Yeah, I like that. I really like what you shared too about being willing, like checking in with changing your flight time. Like that's so simple. It might not mean that you don't do the thing, but like for me, just as we were laying out times for Thanksgiving, I was like, it would either have to be an evening call or a morning call. A midday call, nah. Like just, I feel it in my whole body, like, no. And sometimes that's the feeling of like, if you're just weighing a morning flight versus an afternoon flight, an afternoon flight sounds so much better. Like your whole body relaxes. Like sometimes that is always what the answer is. Like, do I want to, do I not? And it's just, if I do, if I don't, and just noticing the body response in the yes or the no, or even, do I want to do this on Thursday or Tuesday? I'll do it when I make appointments. They'll be like, we have an appointment for you Wednesday, June 3rd or Wednesday, June 18th. And I'm like, it ain't June, like it's September. But I will literally take a minute and be like, the 18th sounds good. The 3rd didn't sound good. The 18th sounded good. It's a weird thing, but typically that's a little bit of like the check-in around like, I know I'm better at the beginning of the week, and at the end of the week, I ain't going to want to go to an appointment. I just know that about myself. So I just love that you brought this up, because I think that's part of finding essence pace that we didn't talk about last week, but that gets to come up through the exploration. So beautiful. Thank you. And always welcome for anyone else to share if they have insights on these things as well too, plus your own.
So I guess
I'll
that
jump in.
oh, sorry.
I was going to jump in first, but anyway, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I didn't share last week, and I realized after experiencing this week, it was a night and day situation. I had some strife with my partner, and I had done my best to have some boundaries around Thursday and having it be a sacred day, just letting me do a lot of things for myself. And he just really didn't listen and didn't want to honor that. And I was so upset that day after all of the strife that I just couldn't even talk. And I didn't really even want to complain about it. I just sat there and listened to everybody's stuff, and that was fine. But he's gone for a few weeks. So it's just like, whoa, it's so nice to just have it be all me, no questions, not like, what's your schedule like? And it's like, there's this really nice essence space. It's like, oh, I get to do anything I want, and I don't have to worry about anything else. And just really settled into, my habit is going really well. I haven't skipped a day. It's my little morning ritual. So it really grounds me in the day. And I usually have either before or after do meditation. So I've really enjoyed sinking into this daily practice, this daily habit that it just connects everything. And even if something else goes off a little amiss, it just brings me focused and centered. And I've noticed a huge difference about how I handle other things in my life. Even to the point where I decided I'm going to take a little trip myself. If he's going to go away, I could go away too. Where would I want to go? So I'm going to be gone next week. So I may or may not be on the call, but we'll see what I can do for Wi-Fi. But anyway, it's been well, but just,
I love this.
slowing it down, and I'm not super busy with my work, which scares me on one hand, but then all of a sudden I got really inspired to work on my portfolio. And all of a sudden I started getting like these little nibbles for work. And I thought, oh, how interesting how when my focus shifts, the universe kind of brings things forward and says, okay, if you're going to give us that energy, then here's something else we can focus on. So it's been interesting.
Thank you. I love it. That's another thing is when you are like slowing down, like work just slowed down for you automatically. Right. And it's a little bit nerve wracking, but then you're able to tap into like.
It's been slow all year. Everybody's postponing things, pushing things. And it's like, okay, can I be okay with that and not freak out? Because I was first kind of freaking out about it. But then I thought, I don't need to do that. I can just sit with it and just, things will come along as they do. But it's interesting how much energy I put in. And then it comes, things come back if I put more focus on it. So,
yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you. And thank you for reminding us that, being around other people can definitely fuck with our pace. Like, and not even on purpose. Like it's just being around other people because we're all move at different speeds. We all have different needs and wants. We want things from each other. We want things for ourselves. So that's just a really good reminder. And I'm grateful that you have this time to yourself and that you're going to take yourself away. Yeah.
Nice. I'm excited about it, and I'm a little nervous, but the whole thing you talked about, like the change in the flights, I thought, do I want to get up? Do I want to take a midnight flight? How about a 5 a.m. flight? Like, how does the body feel? And now I have a little bit of like, oh my gosh, am I going to make my next leg of my thing if I do it? It's like, do you want to call and change it? It's like that whole check-in process has been interesting.
Yeah, I feel that.
Jules, remind us what your habit is, what your sacred habit is.
Oh, it's a morning, like wash my face, brush my teeth.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember.
And then take some air outside just for a couple of minutes.
Awesome.
Thank you. Good to see you, Jules.
Good to be seen.
I'll go ahead and go. So hello everyone. It is so good to be back here. Just Jules, just hearing you just really I have this space to myself, and when I think about my essence pace, just really observing that, for me, it has been just kind of pulling back into myself. So before Sacred Habits and coming into it, I was like, because usually I keep to myself. I like to be cooped up away from people in the house. And so for me, it's like, okay, why don't I just be downstairs and, participate in household life, and just be more present. And this week has really been feeling like I'm pulling back. So everyone's gone and I'm downstairs in the living room. It's quiet. I light a candle. I clean the kitchen. I am good. But then when people start piling back in, it's hi, how are you? Being with my siblings for a time. And then I'm back upstairs in my own little seclusion, which is peaceful. So for me, my essence pace, it's been looking like coming back to just being with myself and finding so much peace in that and letting myself recharge. Because even when I'm not doing anything, or even when I'm not doing anything that requires me to put energy forward, it still is like, I'm still giving of myself and just being in space with other people. And so that's the best way that I can describe how this week has been unfolding for me. My habit, my sacred habit, which I chose for yoga, I'm literally coming out of that. Like, it was there, but then there's a shifting happening. So it hasn't been happening as much this week. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, so I'm coming out of the yoga. What am I getting into? Where am I going? What's my attention focused into now? Where am I going? So I'm rediscovering, what habit is coming forward now. Because the yoga, I'm just coming out of that. So yeah, that's what's there for me so far. Being with myself in my peace while still trying to be present with other people and recalibrating and just getting present to, okay, yoga, that's not coming forward anymore. So what is coming forward for me in this exploration? And so that's how I am right now. That's where I am.
Thank you. Yeah, that's beautiful. And such a beautiful example of flexibility with the habit, first of all, of like, okay, something else is wanting to come through. And I'm going to be very curious to hear and see as you share and as you explore that, what that is, because I imagine it's still very close to the heart of why you chose yoga to begin with. And yeah, it's beautiful. And being with ourselves in our pace while being around other people. I feel like I really related to that. That was very much kind of like, even like, great, okay, we're just gonna be in Reno town till 4 a.m. Just let's like roll with this and keep the energy close, right? Like keeping your energy in the midst of everybody in the house. And it's beautiful. Well said, Zuri. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I do want to add, just to keep it brief, not putting pressure on myself to show up for things or to commit to things. Yeah. Like, why do I feel pressure to do this? Like, why do I feel like I have to get out of bed and do this, even though I don't have to? Like, where is this coming from? So that's a whole other thing.
It's a good question. Where's this coming from? Do I have to? And where's it coming from? Do I want to? And where's it coming from? Yeah, really good questions.
Yeah, I guess I'll go next because I do have something to say about that. So since I run my own business, when I first started drawing the Oracle deck, people were like, oh, well, when is it going to come out? Is it going to be March 2024? Is it going to be this? And after thinking about it, I just didn't want to put a deadline on it because it's like, I'm the boss. This is my show. It doesn't have to have a deadline. It can be whenever it's finished, So sometimes I think about, well, what's the worst case scenario if I don't have this for my fans at this time? And I'm like, there's really no super bad repercussions. Like, it's all in my head that I have to do it at somebody else's pace,
Yeah. Yeah. That's a really great reflection too. Like, just because someone's asking you, is it when it'll happen when it happens. You'll have it when you have it. It'll be done when it's done. Yeah, and yeah,
Yeah.
process.
Because I do a lot of like logos and websites, and I like that there's like structure to that. But then when it comes to the illustrations, it's like, well, it's a business, but it's also a passion because I'm making, what I'm called to do. And it feels kind of confined when I have these deadlines because I want to be able to stay up until 3 a.m. drawing because I feel like it. But if I'm not inspired, I want to take an entire weekend to go to Brighton Bush and wait until I want to draw,
Yes.
There's
Those are-
nothing worse to an artist than a deadline, right?
Yeah.
A creative artist. I mean, any of us that have been in the arts of any kind, right? Just deadlines are like the worst because you're pushing creativity, which is one of the most authentic things we have, right? When we can just create, right? Nobody's pushing us to do any of that. So I can totally relate to deadlines being kind of a nasty necessary evil, I guess sometimes, but I totally
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah, and I guess for me, being like a completely full-time artist, like there's nothing else going on. It's just the art. And I love that even in the moments where it's stressful or I'm trying to get something out at a certain time, I just think, oh my God, what a blessing it is to be working for myself, to be deciding when I want to create things, to decide the content all the time. There's times where I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I want to draw like greyhound dogs all day. And then I'll just do that, and I really love it.
Beautiful blessing that you have and what you've created for yourself. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Justine, I think you're muted.
I wasn't quick enough on the trigger. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I said I want to draw greyhound dogs all day, even though I don't have a clue how to do that. This is so interesting, Essence Pace, and I was just sort of catching up, but I'm back up with my mom. And I realized that, my Essence Pace at this moment in time is sort of between the inhale and the exhale of however I can be of service here. I'm trying anyway. As I was gone, I got to do this very incredible, amazing thing, which was lead 130 women in a meditation, and really the first big group meditation I've ever done. It was very powerful, and I got to lead it around forgiveness, and I got to talk about the space that I'm actually living in and lead people in a practice to reach down to their unconscious bias or whatever they wanted to forgive. So my life feels like really aligned and of purpose, and that's really amazing. But I also feel a whirling dervish in terms of pace, flying home, then needing to pack up to come here. There's 30 family members coming in. So just trying to stay grounded in the midst of it. And a lot of notes are coming in from people and friends. It's just the strangest space. I have nothing to compare this to. So it's like I have to let the flow kind of to guide me, I guess, and not get lost in it, and take a minute. I can't answer every text, and my dad's getting overwhelmed with all the emails that are coming in now that the family's starting to know about what's going on. And but like today, one of my cousins texted me and he said, "How are you doing?" And I kind of briefly, very close cousin, and he said, "Yeah, it reminds me of that song, Time in a Bottle." And I took a minute and I thought, I'm just going to play that song, and that's supposed to be my sacred habit anyway, right? So I sang a little bit of it and I listened to the words of it. And I think I might've shared it in the discussion. So, letting the pace find me, I guess, and letting my mom kind of set it. It's pretty beautiful.
Thank you for that reminder that sometimes we really have to just go with the flow, like let life pick us up and carry us in whatever it is that is arriving.
Yeah.
And with your mom, I don't know if you want to take a minute too to give us a little update on your mom too and how she's doing, but it's a lot.
Yeah. She's slowing down even more but when you sit with her, she is just delightful. Like you don't even know, you wouldn't even know, she's still kind of engaged. And like two of her friends came over today. A lot of people are coming over to visit. We have 30 family members coming in. So she's going to be at this hotel. We have a handicap room. I mean, I don't know. I can't think of, not everybody gets to do this, where 30 family members, some from Australia, have come in to, we're calling it a family reunion, but I think it's going to be just a big celebration of her. And it's just profound. And I know she's going to be able to rally. Like today, these two friends of hers came and just sat upstairs with her, just sitting in bed, just talking about when I'm going to go to lunch with you guys. I think she still has that I might get better thing, or I don't know if that's just like she's not aware when she says something like that, or if it's just being in the moment. But I led a meditation with them today. They let me lead them in a meditation. So just things like this that are allowed, there's having space to be allowed to do this. I will never, forget it. And I'll never have to say, gosh, I wish I had done this or that. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen next week. I don't know how, like, that's what there's still a lot of, I don't know, because am I just going to stay up here through Thanksgiving? I don't know. But right now, my pace is here. And I think that seems to be my calling as long as I can, my kids are coming up. It's just going to be really beautiful. There is a little sadness in me because this is, not having a partner right now in this is a little sad. And having my ex had written this letter to my parents saying how much they meant to him. And I thought, oh my God, you're a different person. And he's not really. So those are expectations. But so anyway, but I'm okay with that too. Like, that's just where I'm at right now. I don't have energy for a relationship really anyway. So, so that's the God shot in it. So thank you for asking. But every day I think she's just getting some ways a little bit weaker. In terms of movement, and cancer's a bitch. It's the cancer, and we talked to her doctor today, and it's like he described it like a leather belt around her chest. It just keeps getting tighter. So we have oxygen in the house. We're on hospice, really, so she's got the help coming in. Just allowing, a lot of allowing. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
So
you,
sweet of you
Tracy.
guys to ask. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, sending you love. Yeah.
I'll go. Sorry, I've missed you guys a couple of times. It's been a pretty unusual month for me. I had birthday last weekend, turned 57. So I had friends up. That was a lot of fun. Tori came up, some other friends, and it also happens to be a pretty sad day for my family. 2 years ago, my cousin, 47-year-old cousin, died of pancreatic cancer on my birthday, which is the day before his. He would have been 48 the next day, and I'm really glad that he passed on my birthday, so they don't have to have those grief feelings attached to his. And they had actually a 50th birthday celebration for him on the 5th, and a barbecue, and made his favorite foods and all that kind of thing. But it was a very fun and happy but sad. His widow I'm very close to, and she's had a really tough year because that when he was sick, she had to be strong, and last year she just wanted to not feel, and this year she's got all the feels. So I spent a lot of time with her. Did a Reiki session to help her relax. She's got a lot of anxiety going on right now, and so I've been bouncing around quite a bit. I have probably 45 extended family members in the area. And so when we get together, it's a big thing. So my habit, I've changed it up so many times and back and forth. So any of you struggling, you're not alone. changed it up. I've thought of things I need to do. Oh, that's something I should do. And I want to, you know, so I've been going all over the place with that. But staying with myself, I can understand what Zuri's talking about. I like my quiet time. I like just being home alone with myself and being able to do things at pace, wake up when I want to, which typically I don't, because my husband, he gets up and shower and ready for work every morning and wakes me up about 6:45 because he wants me to get up and spend 15 minutes having coffee with him so he can see me before he leaves 15 minutes later. And so I'll lay there thinking, I should probably get up because I'd like to see him, but I'm really sleepy and it's only 15 minutes. But he really, it's really important to him. So that's one of the things I've been doing, is to try and make sure that I am getting up with him so that he has that daily thing in the morning. And then as soon as he's off to work, my son's off to work, then I'll get my coffee and my water and go sit outside. And it's been kind of very chilly recently to sit outside, but I do have a nice covered area to do it. But letting things be, because I've been so in my head with so many emotions going around. That's all I can do is let things be. My neighbor brought me this watermelon hibiscus tea yesterday, and it is the most delicious thing. And to sit and either listen to a led meditation or watch Jessica and her videos. I love when you were talking about staring out the window with your gaze softened and just letting things come to you. I do that also. In fact, I probably do it more than I should on a daily basis. I should get more, I feel like I should be more productive. But things have been going well. I actually had one of my cousins, his daughters, soon to be fiance, had asked her hand in marriage, and they want it photographed. And I was a photographer in my former life in years. And so I'm going to go hide and photograph this proposal. And I've had my camera and my gear packed up for a long time. And so that's kind of exciting to me to pull that back out, and ideas going through my head of how I'm going to hide and how I'm going to go about capturing this beautiful moment for them and for their parents and my family. And so I'm really looking forward to that. That's next Saturday. And so praying for good weather and really trying to appreciate all these beautiful family moments in the midst of being so busy and going through such a roller coaster. And reading all of I haven't been real active in the circle, but I've really enjoyed the shares. Tikva, Zuri, Todd, your shares. I mean, it's like a therapeutic novel to me. I can see the boards on the page and I can see the visions, and I can be there with you with the cigar and the drink on the golf course, and just lovely, all of you. And being part of this group and sharing whatever it is we need to share, it's really uplifting. So no matter what you're going through, or whether you have anything to share or not, just being there and being part of everyone else's share is just really fills my heart and charges my batteries. So thank you all.
Thank you, Pam. You lift up us. You lift up us up as well. Thank you. Thank you for that. And sounds like there's a lot of relating to you in the chat around, you know, that birth and death cycle. So, like you said. Thank you. We have room for maybe like one more.
I was
Well,
going to say, I'll
make mine
check in now since I have a
really,
quiet moment.
really
Go
short.
ahead, Gwendolyn.
Oh,
Okay, this is just for funny. I found the one drawback to my habit. I've been doing legs up the wall on the sofa downstairs. And I put my headphones on and I listen to music on Insight Timer. Well, last night, apparently I tried to roll over. And when that didn't work, I just turned my head. I'd had the hockey game on. I'm going, it can't be the second intermission. It was just starting. And then I looked around and said, it's 10:30. Howard had gone to bed, left me sleeping on the floor. If I hadn't woken up, my son would have gotten home from work at 1 to get me off the floor to send me to bed. Oh,
You're too relaxed. That's good. I want a picture of that. Tell Howard next time to take a picture before he leaves you on the floor. Thank you.
I'll just be quick with mine because I haven't been checking the circle, so I'm going to have to go on the phone more, but I don't use my phone a lot. So I'll check and see what everybody's doing tonight, because any lip readers probably gauge that this is not going well tonight. They're having a bitch of time emptying my truck. But I've been consistent with putting my hand on my heart. I'm making a point to do that every day. And it's like, oh, I'm having a stressful moment. Oh my God. Because I've been triggered a lot the last couple of weeks and it's been messing me up a bit, but I'm still consistently doing that. And I bought my birthday present early because my birthday's not until December, but I bought myself an ocean drum because that will give me a visual, a physical, and a sound to help me ground and just take a few moments and just play and just sit with it for a bit. So I'm working on staying positive and staying present. So work in progress.
Thank you for that, Angela. That's beautiful. I really do. Like anytime I put my hand over my heart now, I think of you. And so now it is like, I'm not just putting my hand over my heart. It feels like I'm also putting my hand over your heart as well too. And I think that's like the beautiful thing is like, now it's not just you doing it for you. Like, it feels like all of us are doing that for you as well. So thank you for that. And happy birthday. You should put your information into the snail mail form so we can send you a card. That would be nice.
That would be nice. That'd be kind of weird though, because I buy myself a birthday present because I don't get birthday presents or cards or cake or anything. So I just do it for myself.
Well, maybe we can do that for you too.
I want to say thank you for the cards I received. They were very nice surprises, and I will be sending thank yous or some little ditty in return. It brought a smile to my face.
You have more coming for those of us who are slow.
I am the worst at mailing things, so.
I love getting stuff in the mail all the time though. I figure like a late birthday card, any late card, it's never late.
Right.
Always on time.
Right. It's my birthday month, right?
Great. It's
So
like
it's
a
not
whole
late yet.
month.
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, well, maybe one more real quick one. I'm kind of have my eye on you, Denise. But no pressure, just real quick.
Yeah, my thought and intent is really to listen. I have not engaged this week, and that feels bad to me, even just as part of this community. So I feel like the right thing to do is to listen. And I think I'll, with the day off of work tomorrow, expect to hopefully, if things feel, if it feels right to put my time and energy here to go backward a little bit and catch up. And if that's not really what feels right, then I'll start where we are and move forward. But I didn't really want to miss Essence Pace. I think that I would do well to go back and read what you all have shared, and Jessica, your video and such. So I appreciate just the energy and being able to listen.
Good. Yeah, thank you. We've actually segued us very nicely First off, like just the reminder, you can't fall behind. You can go backwards and revisit some things, but you have lifetime access. You can always, we'll do round 3, round 4. We'll keep doing sacred habits. You can always come back at any time. And yeah, start where you are. Sometimes it's nice, like it can be overwhelming to try to read everybody's everything. So maybe just start with the one at the top, or just start by, it doesn't matter what anyone else has shared. If you just want to share your heart too, you're a beautiful writer, actually, Denise. I know that about you. So sometimes it's just about showing up and sharing and letting that be part of the practice too. So it's really whatever feels good for all of you. And self-compassion is the week that we're going into this week. And as you all know, because this is the second round of Sacred Habits, I mean, we really, the first of us who went through, I mean, Wendelin, Liz, Pam, Tori, Janelle, all part of the first round. I think Justine, you were too. We built this as we went. Like, this is part of like the progression of how it goes to explore something like this. We're reaching that point to where, yeah, maybe like Pam was saying, I still, we'll see, or I haven't quite done my habit, or I haven't done this the way that I wanted to. And we start really running in hard to that wall of expectation that we build for ourselves. It's fine when we kind of get going. We're like, this is new. This is great. We're just kind of getting on track. But then we realize that like we've sort of built up expectations. We've built up ideas about how we thought it should go. We built up thoughts about where we thought we would be, what it would feel like. Then there were surprises that happened in life, or feelings that came up, or partners that came in or out, or whatever is happening. So I would just encourage you to jump in here where you are and trust that like we really are marinating in like a whole soup, a whole vibe together, and we've all connected. And so as any of us practice anything, we really are sending it, similar to the prayer habit that several of you have chosen, is like it connects us. So as I do anything for me, it's extending out to you as well too. So as many of us tap into maybe Essence Pace, or others of us tap into self-compassion, or others are, really showing up to our habits every day, it's really holding everybody in that. So any little thing that any of us do is adding to it for all of us. And I really love that we don't have to do it all. We don't have to be perfect at any of it. There is no such thing. So we're all held in whatever we're doing by each other. Yeah. So for self-compassion, I shared, like I said, I do the videos, I share a lot of practices, but I shared one of my favorite practices that I got from Ram Dass from his book, Be Here Now. It's on this unbearable being of compassion, like unbearable compassion, like unbearable compassion. Like, what is that? And this meditation that I was doing, it actually came to me last winter. Actually, Sacred Habits, this whole idea came to me last winter when I was taking my deep winter's rest, actually. And I was doing this meditation with Ram Dass on this being of unbearable compassion. And so I share that. If you have the time and energy to read through it and to practice it and find your own way into it, it's really, 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 really lovely. That's one of my favorite practices. And make it your own, all of it, make it your own. And then share what comes up for you, because I am sharing what comes through me to share, but this is a living thing. And it's all just a starting point. And as we know, sharing here together is really where it's at. This is how we're learning together. Does anyone have questions before we go into the next week, or questions about the week we just came out of, or anything before we end? No. Okay. I then will be posting in the group maybe later tonight. I have my sticky note here of notes and reminders for all of you, and I'll put little links in there. So I'll schedule the time for the Thanksgiving call. I'll change the time on that. So I'll just do a little post so that you just have it all right there in one go. I love you all. I'm so grateful that you're all here with me and with each other in all of this. So whether you're active in the group during the week, or you're just showing up for the calls, or you're just doing your habit privately with yourself, we all chose this together. So yeah, like Wendelin with their heart, and it's beautiful. It just says something about each of us that we all chose this, right? There's something in all of us. We all chose this. So that's what really makes me happy.
I even ran into somebody from our group when I was out in Oakland yesterday.
What?
I ran into Kelly.
You did?
Just random, like where I'm just walking down the street going into a medical building, and she's just walking towards me, and I'm thinking, is that Kelly? And she's looking at me like, is that Jules?
Oh my gosh.
It was just like the universe, the cosmos brought us together.
That's amazing.
It felt like universe support. It was great.
That's amazing. I love that. Talk about being in flow.
Yeah.
So cool. Well, that reminds me, and we can talk about this later, but in a very short amount of time, I've had several messages from people asking if I'm doing a retreat in 2024, which I had no plan to do until I got several messages back to back from separate people. And I thought, the first thing, if I did do a retreat in 2024, planned one, I would want it to be for everybody who comes through here. So we can talk about that later, but Jules, you mentioning running into Kelly randomly, which is so cool, makes me think we should have some kind of gathering in person. So we can talk about it later. Another little seed that I'm just going to plant right here, bury it.
I'm due for a vacation. What the heck?
Yeah. Right? Aren't we?
I'll lead either Qigong or yoga.
Yeah, yes, beautiful. We all have gifts we can offer. Thank you, Wendelin. Yes, I love it. Okay, so we'll save that for another time, but Jules, thank you. That just got me all excited. Thank you all for showing up here tonight, showing up for yourselves, showing up for each other, showing up to your habits, sharing, listening, holding space. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. I'm so grateful. I get so excited about Thursdays. So looking forward to next Thursday and seeing you in the circle space. Until next time, may you stay with yourself today and always. Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.